Hey, shalom. Can you guys hear me all right? Just noticed there's something weird with my... I'm a little see-through. Hold on, let's see what's going on. There. Better. I don't like being a partial ghost, yo. Hey, shalom. So we're not on Rumble tonight. We're just on YouTube, all right? Great. Glad you guys... But soon we'll be back to doing both, yeah? Okay. And it's looking like we're going to go ahead and bite the bullet and upgrade X to the plan that we need to be able to... You know, I signed up for X for one of the premium basic or whatever. Turned out it's not enough. So we're going to upgrade that, and then hopefully we'll be on X soon too. All right, so shalom to... Let's get to the top here. Gary, Yakar, Admin Brenda, Betty, Mentat Assassin, Admin Tet, Jeff, Pei, Trisha, Pereira, Felix. Nice last name, Felix. Hoosick River Ben, Kenneth. All right. Well, it's 4K right now, Pei. So we're sending out in 4K, so that might be part of why it's more clear rather than just full HD. So just decided to go for it. So yeah, especially if you're watching on a TV or something, you'll notice that more. Yeah. So we're on a new chapter tonight. We're in Hebrew directed immersion for 1 Kings chapter 12. Starting a new chapter, isn't that nice? So yay, yeah. Shalom, Vicky. Let's just say real quick, Peravila Malkenu, Ken Hiratzon ki Timale et pi דבריך אדוני, כי אני יכול לדבר רק כי אתה רוצה, וגם תעזרנה את כל תלמודי, אדוני. תשלחנה ברכות משמיים ממעל. לכל הדברים האלה אנחנו נברכך בזכות ישוע המשיח. All right, here we are. Let's get started. Hope you guys can see it okay. Is that big enough? I really hope it's big enough. I didn't do my zoom pictures, but I could do it quickly if you need. Oh, I forgot we can do something about that. I just can't colorize when we're doing that. So okay, let's see. Boom, and check this out. Oh yeah. So here you can see up above me, it's Perek, which means chapter. Shalom, Ivan. All right. All right, very happy you're here. Chapter Yod, that's 10 plus Beit. It's 2, so 12. Happy you all are here, by the way. So it's always nice when a latecomer pops in, though, and our numbers get a bit higher. Sorry we're not on Rumble tonight. Hey, shalom, Frank in Thailand in Cebu. I should say Dutch Frank in Thailand in Cebu. All right, let's see. All right, so here we go. Hopefully you can see it. Vayeilekh rechavam Shechem ki Shechem ba chol Yisrael. All right, so vayeilekh, yelech. Who recognizes the verb yelech? This is from... Yeah, when I go to draw mode, it's going to zoom out like that. Sorry. So our verb is halach. Halach. Halach or... Oh, yeah, there's a bit of artifact happening, isn't there? Let me see if we can... Hold on. Seems to have fixed it. No, it didn't. Ugh. Okay, that's going to bother me. Bear with me for just a second. Just right. And the clairvoyance was just right. All right. No, Yvonne is in Brazil. Brazil. Okay. So that first hey is gone. So here's Lamed and Kaf. Okay, so that means that this Yod is telling us he, right? So Yelich is he is going, or he will go. Yeah, let's. Okay. And who's the he? So we have our verb subject, Rechav Am. Okay, so that guy. Shechem. And you'll remember, I observed, I think last time, we might have observed that before, that it seems like the writer of First Kings does not like to use hey locatives. So usually in SBH, that's standard biblical Hebrew, we like to, hey, shalom. Shalom, Sean. Great, I saw you writing me on Telegram just now, but I couldn't respond because we're live. Right? I was like, Hashem, remind him that we're here. And shalom, Alaskan Nomad. So glad you're here. So usually we would put a hey at the end of a location when we're going there, right? Like, Na'alei Yerushalayim. Come, let us go up to Jerusalem. Yerushalayim, with a hey at the end. Okay? So the more proper standard biblical Hebrew would have been vayeilekh, vayeilekh rechav am shechema. We would have expected to have the at the end. That's direction towards. Okay, so just a stylistic issue that we noticed here with the writer of First Kings. Right? Doesn't seem to use those, or he uses them sparingly. Ki. So why did he go to Shechem? Why did he go to Shechem? Ki Shechem ba'chol Yisrael, because Shechem. So we could say like at Shechem. Notice he didn't put the bait there either. We would have expected. Okay, I'll show you. Would have expected a bait here. Well, what would it become B actually? Bishchem. Then that becomes Bishkem actually. Bishkem. Right? I would have thought that would be here. At Shechem, right? But look, he drops that also. So you're kind of starting to get a feel for the style of this particular scribe. Okay. Shalom, Carol. By the way, if I missed anyone who came in, shalom to you. in perpetuity. Okay. So, because, that's key, because, or for, at Shechem, we know it's to come, to arrive, right? It has come, came, chol, todos, all, lahat, siech, all, alles, all of Yisrael. Where's my pointer? Come on, I want my pointer. Show the pointer. There we go. Chol Yisrael, all of Israel. Hey, shalom, Annie. All right. No problem, Frank. If it's not an internet speed issue, you can always just, on YouTube, guys, I'm not sure on the app, but when you're watching on a PC or something, I noticed it used to be you'd have to grab the slider, the red slider, and pull it all the way to the right if you wanted to be live with us. But now they also have there's like a stream button or something. If you click the stream, like it says live stream, if you click that, it'll also advance you to where we are right now. So just, if you like. All right. So, vayeilekh rechav am Shechem, when we would have expected Shechema. Ki Shechem, and we would have expected, come on, pointer, keeps disappearing. And we would have expected Bishkem, Ba'chol Yisrael. Okay? So, Rechav Am went to Shechem, because at Shechem, all of Israel had arrived. They all had came. Why? Lehamlich oto. Lehamlich oto. So let's look at this word here. This is just a classic, perfect, beautiful Hifil verb here. Okay? So I'm going to mark the root letters. maybe with purple. Okay, so we've got mem, lamed, and kaf. So you know the word melech. Melech is king, right? And you may know the verb that verbal root is. Malach is he reigned. So you could say malach melech, a king reigned, right? Verb first, right? Reigned a king, right? A king reigned. So that's what we call the call, the very simple form of the verb, right? So what if we want to do hifil? Hifil, if you remember, this is just the name that we call this pattern when it's a different verbal stem. Binyan, it's called in Hebrew dikduk. So, and one of the hallmarks is inserting a yod where it doesn't belong. See that yod? So you've got your three root letters, mem, lamed, kaf, malach, reigned, and we're going to jam a yod in, boom, right there. Bam, right before the kaf. And then sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll also see a hey prefixed at the beginning of the word. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so you see the hey there? Okay, that looks kind of hard to see. There's a hey. Okay, now I'll zoom in so you can see that a bit better. Okay, so we've got the hey and the yod jammed in, so that you shouldn't miss this. You don't have to remember that it's called hifil, but it doesn't take that much more brain cells, synapses, connections to do it. But this is the causative form of the stem, causative or elative. So if malach means reigned, then himelich, the hifil form version of it, means to cause to reign, right? So who reigns? A melech reigns, right? A king. So what does it mean to cause to reign or to cause to be a king? Well, there's an easier way to say that in English. To coronate. To coronate. So the lamed is just because it's an infinitive. So le hamlich, to coronate. Vayeilekh Rachav Shechem. So Rachav went to Shechem, ki Shechem, because at Shechem ba'chol Yisrael, all of Israel had come. Why? Lehamlich oto, to coronate oto, him. Ha ha ha! Yeah, that's right. Fat Albert is in the house. Hey, hey, hey! Y'all doing some Hebrew?
No, Fat Albert. What you asking for?
I always wondered what Fat Albert would sound like on Christmas. Ho, ho, ho! All right. Sorry. I've got a really nice smelling tea in front of me. And for sure, Ryavith is going to tell me it's not real tea. It's not a real English tea. This is from the English tea shop. But it's not real because it's lemongrass, citrus, and ginger. Oh, man, I thought I put the other one in. Bygone. Okay, fine. I even triple loaded. I thought it was the one with cinnamon and some kind of herb or whatever. Shabalomba. All right. Oh, no. I loved Fat Albert when I was a kid. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you see the oto? So this is et, the definite direct object marker. So if you want to do what's called the accusative or for a pronoun, so this is like I don't say I hit he. I say I hit him, right? Or I coronate him. So to do that form, you just take the suffix, the right suffix, and we have that playlist. Remember, if you haven't learned the suffixes, we have a playlist here under language snippets. That's called the inseparable, pardon me, no. It's called the pronominal suffixes. And I can teach you those endings over there if you haven't seen that video. Maybe an admin could throw up could throw up a link for that. And so, lehamlich, to coronate. So we take et, and then we just put the suffix on the end. If it was to coronate you, it would have said otcha, right? Cha is you. Ot, that's just what we do with the et. The et becomes ot, and then you put the suffix on the end. So this is the guy we usually don't translate. Okay, but we translate him when we put the end on. Now instead of who, which means he, it's oto, him. All right, let's try this too. Let's see if it's all right. Turned out great anyway. Turned out great. A little bit of xylitol in there. Ooh, yeah. Right, Sean's. How dare you, computer? All right, Yvonne likes the explanation. Wait, was that me or was it you guys? Oh, okay, you like to coordinate. Okay, good. All right. I was like, was that something I said or somebody else? All right, verse number 2. Vayhi kishmoa Yerovam ben Nevat. Okay, we'll stop there. That's a lot of words. Okay, so Yehi is he will be or it will be. Okay, this is kind of a shortened form. You can see it as Yehi or Yihye. Okay, in this case it's Yehi. So he will be, but then the Vav, we have our magic Vav. Never forget the magic Vav. And your Back to the Future flux capacitor in hand. Our magic Vav. The Vav conversive, and I know that's an old grammar term. A lot of grammars don't use that term anymore because technically in linguistics it's not correct, but it's great for remembering, I think, what's going on. Stay zoomed. What? There we go. Okay. So the Vav is going to change the aspect. So Yehi is he will be, and Vayehi, and he was, or and it was. Okay? And it happened. It can be like that. Ki shmoa. Shmoa, this is an infinitive from the verb shema, which of course you all know. Shema, Yisrael, you got to know it. Okay. So we have the kav there. The kav. The kaf. Kave. It's coffee in Yiddish. We have the kaf there. And so that's going to usually have the similar meaning to the bait attached infinitive, which is when or as. So it was when heard kishmoa Yerovam. So this guy, when he heard, I'm sorry, his full name, Ben Nevat. Oh, yeah, let me circle that. Let's highlight that. That's all one big old name. Here, we'll highlight him. All of that's the same guy. Okay. And by the way, in case you're wondering why we have the chirik under the kaf, what's going on with this? Oh, I'm in highlight mode. Fine. That's because you can't start a word with two schwas, two colons in a row. Colon-looking thingies. So we have lengthening. It lengthens. Okay. Hey, Shalom, Michael! Glad you made it, Achi. And Shalom, B! Funny, we were just talking about Aunt B from Spider-Man at dinner tonight. And no, I'm not a big superhero fan. I prefer sci-fi stuff, but sorry, you probably don't care about that. But I just wanted to put the disclaimer. It's not like always talking about Spider-Man and Superman and all that stuff. Sean says, I wonder if the dagesh above the mem in shema is a sign of the passive participle. Huh? I'm missing something. Above the mem. Oh, you mean the cholim, Achi? The cholim? No, if it was passive, it would be shamua. Shamua. Yeah. Okay. So shemua, usually with a full vowel, that would be active, yeah? Okay. Pei says, these two king names, I always am mistaken. Yeah, right. Actually, me too. Yeah, a couple. I know you're talking about the names sound really similar. So this is Yerovam ben Nevat, son of Nevat. And the reason this is an O here, we could see it if we had our nice Koran Tanakh, right? The Koran Tanakh, he'd make that comma, it's longer, and you know it's O, right? So what happens is we have this, the syllable ends here. Okay? So this thing is what we call a closed, let me make the whole thing blue, that might be easier. That's a closed syllable. That means it ends in a consonant. But the accent mark is over here. Well, the word is accented, right? So the rule is, you don't have to know this, but for those of you who want to know how to know if it's an ah or an o in the Sephardi pronunciation, is if you have a closed syllable, and that's what that is, that means it ends in a consonant, right? Not like ba, right? Like up here, you see this guy ba? That's, okay, actually it's a terrible example. Terrible example. Scanning for open syllable. Okay, like look over here. Nay. Okay, open syllable. Okay, that's because it ends in a vowel sound. Nay. Okay, but ale over here, ale, that's a closed syllable, ends in a consonant. Okay, so coming back to Yerovam, it's a closed syllable and it's unaccented, meaning the accent somewhere else. Then what happened was the speech was so fast that the ah would become a o. So that's why it's Yarovam. Okay, this one's open. Here, look, I'm looking far and wide for a nice open syllable example. And yet we have one right here. The beginning, the yod with an aleph. That's open. That's why that one's ah, not o. Yarov am. Oh, you're right. You're right. See how terrible I am with superheroes? I thought it was Aunt B. It's Aunt May. Jeff just corrected me. Andy and Mayberry, Aunt B. All right, my bad. All right, let's get off the superheroes thing. Vehu, and he, ardenu. Erd, erd, ayin, vav dalit. Erd means still. So he, and we have to say was in English, right, to make it make sense. The power of this guy is going to reach down here, okay? And he was, ardenu, still he, that's what that's saying. The in Mitzrayim, in Egypt. Asher, to where, or where. Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate. Usually when people learn Asher, they learn as the relative pronoun like who or which, right? W-H-I-C-H, that which. Not not that kind. But it can also mean when or sometimes where. And so this is where barach, he fled. Barach, not barak with a cough. That's different. Mipnei, from before or from the presence of. This is construct form. Of whom? Hamelech, the king. Which king? Shlomo, Solomon. Vayeshev Yerovam b'Mitzrayim. Oops, I scanned that up. Verse number 3. Let's change our tone. B'Mitzrayim. I thought there's going to be more after it. So I didn't scan ahead. All right. Vayeshev Yerovam b'Mitzrayim. The problem is the comic book doesn't print the sof pasuks. The little 2 diamonds. Looks like a giant colon, not the little shwa. That's how the Bible marks the end of a verse, a sof pasuk, and they don't, for some reason, they don't print it. I mean, it's so big. I mean, would have taken too much space or something. I don't know. So sometimes I'm not aware it's the end of the verse, and they also don't print the ta'amim. So I would have seen the saluk. The saluk is also the very last word in a verse. It's got this vertical bar under the tone syllable called saluk, and so it's even if you couldn't make out the sof pasuk mark, you'd know, okay, it's saluk, it's the last word. That's the only word that ever gets that tone syllable, that accent mark. Yeah, so the trope. Hey, Shalom Troy. Right, exactly, Tet. I'm in Tet spelling it out. Yarob-am, not Yeroboam. Right. Okay. Okay, verse 3. Verse 3. Make an okay time. Verse 3. Vayishlechu vayikre'u lo. Okay, so the verb here is shalach. Shin, lamed, chet, which is to send. All right? And then we can tell, so the yod, the prefixed yod, this guy is going to tell us that we are third person. And then the u at the end is going to tell us we're plural. So that's a they. That's they. So yishlechu by itself means he is sending or he will send. Pardon me, they are sending or they will. I'm trying to multitask. I'm trying to get the other color while talking. All right, I'll just look at the screen. It's they are sending or they will send. And then here, I want to make that pen. And And let's do green. There we go. Boom. I'm telling you, this year I'm going to get that device. I'll just be like touching the button. Boom. Pen change to that. Boom. Change to highlight. It's going to be great. So the vav here is again our vav conversive. So yishluchu, they are sending or they will send, changes to perfect. And they sent or so they sent. Vayeilekh, same deal. Kara, kof, resh, aleph. Kara is to call. To call. Yod and the yod and the shurik on it. These guys. So we still know it's they. And we got the vav again, doing that vav thing, so it's going to change the aspect again. So yikra'u, they are calling, or they will call. Vayeilekh, and they called, or so they called, so they summoned, they called, lo. Lo. So you know the lamed. This is to. Who they called to? Oh. Called to him. That O suffix means third person, he, right? Okay. Wait. There we go. Would have been more impressive if you didn't see the hand thing. Fine. Vayavo. Now we've got bo, you know bo, to come or to arrive. And this time we only have the yod at the front. Just the yod. Just the yod. I wish you didn't have to zoom out when I went to color it, but oh well. Got the yod. So that's he. Yavo is he is coming, he will come. And then the vav changes the aspect and makes it perfect. Vayavo. So he came or he went. Yeah, he came really is more accurate. There's our vav. Who's the he? So there's our verb and there's the subject. Yerovam. Veyavo, Mashiach. Anyway, okay. Vayavo, Yerovam. So Yerovam came, namely to Shechem. Vechol kehal Yisrael. And chol, all of the kehal assembly. Why is it chol and not kal? A lot of people read this kal. This is actually one of the indicators you can tell when someone's kind of new to reading Hebrew. When they're reading through the Siddur, they'll say kal, right? Kal, when they're talking about all. But kal is something else. Kal means like light, like not heavy, right? This is kol. Kol, or in this case, because of the vocal schwa, oh, I'm not quite big enough. We can remedy that. There we go. Ah, man, still not big enough. Come to me. There we go. The vocal schwa makes the begad kifat letter, the kaf, lose its weak dagesh. That's why it's not kol, but chol. Okay? And why is it an O instead of an A? Same thing I mentioned before. When you have a makef, the little hyphen there that combines the words, this means that in ancient times that was read as if it was one word, right? So kind of like in English we have house, you can have a house, and you can have a boat. Or you can make a compound word, houseboat. And notice we just have one accent on it. We say houseboat. We don't say houseboat. We lose one of the accents, right? English likes to have the accent, the tone syllable, on the first syllable usually, not all the time but usually. So you can predict when you put two words together to make a new word, it's going to be at the beginning, usually in English, right? House, boat becomes houseboat, right? Nobody says houseboat. You sound weird. So houseboat. So the same thing in ancient Hebrew, this would have been, we like it in the end, right? Hebrew usually likes it on the end. So kahal, right? So this would have been chol kahal. Actually, all of this is a construct change. So it would have been, this whole would have been one word. Chol kahal Yisrael. Say that fast. Chol kahal Yisrael. Chol kahal Yisrael. Right? So it's all boom. Anyway, so because that's happening, that means there's no accent here. And because it ends in a lamed, it's a closed syllable, unaccented, so that's why it's O. Or just buy yourself a Koran Tanakh. Make sure you've got the one that's got the the presentation Tanakh, and this guy would be longer. It'd be a little bit longer, and then you know it's an O. Okay. Yeah, listen to Admin Brenda. Click like, guys. Oi, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, this is from our Isaiah study. No! What happened? I'm lost. I'm lost in my slides. No! Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. That was yesterday's Isaiah study. That's for the monthly supporters. It's called Isaiah Dominance. That's the fourth lesson in the Isaiah Dominance class. Okay. All right. So funny, I'm getting corrected on superheroes, aunties. What do I know? All right, any comments or questions? Right, yeah, if you've ever wanted to dominate the book of Isaiah, you should join us in that, so let's check it out. We've got it spread out pretty nicely, and we have a reading plan where we're cycling through. So basically, you read a little bit, and then a couple weeks later, you keep reading, but then you repeat what you just read. Okay, and then a couple weeks later, we have 3 reading plans, kind of all in one. That's why it's dominance, right? So we're reading Isaiah. So a month from now, you'll be reading Isaiah, and the same day you'll also have a few verses to read that you read already a couple weeks ago, and you'll have a few verses to read that you read a couple weeks before that. So it keeps it locked in the memory, right? So it's really a nice method for locking in vocabulary and that kind of stuff. And Isaiah is notoriously difficult, so not for the faint of heart, right? So, oh, great, cool. Carol says she's really enjoying the Isaiah series. Good. Oh, rice tea's nice, Tet. Yeah, I like rice tea. Yeah, Sean's backing me up. It's insane Hebrew, right? But we're dominating it. Ugh. Take that, Isaiah. Ugh. So, Yeshayahu, really cool name, right? Almost as cool as Yeshael. All right, let's see. Here we go. How are we on time? Okay, good. Let's do more. Okay, no sof pasuk. It's not the end of the verse. It could have stopped there. I bet you there's an et nachta there if we looked in the actual text that has the ta'amim. Okay, I need to move myself out of the way now. Where is Ryaveth? She usually likes these things, the moving around and such. All right. So here we are. The verse continues. Vaydaberu. Sorry, I was trying to print it. I'm looking at it. Vaydaberu. So daber, right? Daber, medaber, right? Speak. But again, we've got the yod. So that says he. But then the u at the end makes that plural. They. So yedaberu. They will speak, or they are speaking. And the vav changes the aspect again. By the way, vav doesn't always do this. Wait. Okay. Then, not they will speak, but they spoke. El unto Rechav Am. Look how it's spelled there. Interesting. Oh, right. Different dude. Okay. Rechav Am. Lemor, saying. Verse 4. Avicha hiksha et oleinu. Okay. Avicha. So this is Av, like Abba. Av is father. Okay. Like Kibed et Avicha. So the father of Cha. Your father. Our father is what? Avi nu. Right? And by the way, for some of the Hebrew roots or messianic types that are out there, if you're wondering one reason not to say the tetragrammaton, not to pronounce God's divine name, well, how about that Yeshua taught you how to pray? He said, you don't need to innovate. He says when you pray, say Avinu, our Father, Sheba Shemayim, etc., okay? So you don't need to invent and say Yod, hey, wow, hey, and try to pronounce it or whatever. How about obeying the Messiah? Let's just obey the Messiah. How about that? Okay. All right. So Avicha, your father, Hiksha. He was harsh. If you remember in Shemot, in the first chapter, we're told that after the Pharaoh who didn't know Joseph, he rose up and he told the people, and the people afflicted us, put us in slavery, and afflicted us with avodah kasha. That's back-breaking labor, or avodah Labor, what kind? Kasha, harsh, hard. Okay. Sean's asking, what is the significance of the yod behind after the bait in Avicha? Let me mark it so everybody can see what's going on. That's a nice question. And it looks like it's irregular, but really it's not. I'll explain. Okay. So he's asking about this yod, right? Why don't we just say Avicha? Right? Why is it not just Avicha, but we say Avicha? Right? Okay. The reason is, in ancient Hebrew, right, or archaic Hebrew is usually the more correct term. In archaic Hebrew, which is pre-biblical, we sometimes see these things that show up in Psalms and stuff. You used to have what was called case endings, right? So languages like German and Dutch and Russian and Serbian and Slovak and Latin and Greek. These languages, they have a special ending that goes on the end of a word, and that ending kind of tells you how the word is functioning in the sentence. Even Ugaritic, so that ending will tell you, right? So the old genitive ending was a yod, right? And that still surfaces sometimes. Some scholars think that in Malchi Tzedek, the yod is the old genitive ending, right? Not just a yod compaginus. So what's happening here is this is such an old form, right? If you think about what words aren't going to change, right? Daddy, probably not going to change too much, right? Mommy, probably not going to change too much. Oh, baby, or maybe little kid or whatever. Dodi, my beloved, sweetie, Schatz, mein Schatzchen. Sorry, that's Golem in the German version of Lord of the Rings. He actually says it like that. Mein Schatzchen. My little sweetie, he's calling the ring. Anyway, this is a very old word. And so it maintained the old way of attaching suffixes to it, right? So the genitive expresses various things, like in Greek and such, but the very first, most common function of the genitive is to express ownership, possession, or the word of in English, right? Of. So avi, so av, like they still have I think it's the nominative ending in Arabic, abu, right? Abu. Oh no, abu, that's the genitive for them. That's father. Okay. It's u in Ugaritic. It's fine. So the av is father. Avi is father of. Cha, you. So avicha, father of you. So it's just an old, ancient Hebrew that has survived. So that's a nice question, Sean. You guys don't have to remember any of that. That's just to answer the question. Okay. Yeah. It also shows up on the end of some older participle forms too. Yeah. Hey, shalom, Ricky. Glad you're here. All right. So the people. This is what the people are saying, right? Le'emor, right? Vayidaberu el Rechavam. So they said unto Rechavam, right? Le'emor, saying, they spoke to him, saying, Avicha, your father, hiksha, he dealt harshly et Urleinu, okay? Or really, he made a harsh ul. And ul is the same thing as an ul. It's a yoke, okay? So the yoke of new of us. But ata, you, ata, now, hakel, make light, make kal, right? Like you say kal v'chomer, light and heavy, right? Make kal, me'avodat avicha. Make it lighter, actually, is what it says. Should I explain all of that? Are we on time? Okay, I'll explain it. Maybe verse 4 might be a good stopping place. So, we have this thing called the mem of comparison. Okay, maybe let's use highlighter. Mem, of course, this is from, right? It's min, right? Min. And the reason he's got the tseri there is because the ayin can't take the dagesh. So min, when you contract, you say mih, and you put a dot in the first letter, but ayin says, no dots for me. Dot bounces off, comes down here, and we get the 2 dots underneath, okay? So you can see that better, right? So, okay, I can't find that one. So that's from avodah. Avodah is labor. And then the tav means of. Avodah, labor of, avicha, your father. Okay? So Ve'ata, but you, ata, now, hakel, make light, me avodat avicha, from the labor of your father. So that sounds weird in English. So instead, that mem of comparison is usually what we do the er in English, right? Like greater, right? So if I want to say I'm bigger than somebody, I could say gadol ani mimenu, right? I, well, literally, big or great, I from him. Same thing in Arabic. They also do the same thing. So, but theirs is the meme of comparison. Ours is the mem of comparison. Ours is better. So anyway, so the mem of comparison is doing the er. So, but you now make it lighter. Make it lighter than the labor of your father, right? The workload of your father. Hakasha ume'olo, the heavy, and his yoke. Okay, so his yoke was heavy. So u and may from lo, his yoke. Okay, so make also his yoke was hakaved. It was heavy, the heavy one. This has to have a ha because it's modifying lo. This is definite. The yoke, pardon me, his yoke, the kaved, the heavy one. Asher, which Natan, and Natan, I know you might always want to say give, right? Give, and that is what it means most of the time. But about 30% of the time it means to set or to place, right? Or to appoint, right? So Natan, which, Asher, which Natan, he set, Aleinu, al, upon, nu, upon us. Ve'na'avdeka. Then, the noon is for nachnu, or nachnu, we will, Eved, we will serve, ka. I really need to move myself. Oh wait, let's just zoom out, I think might do the trick. No, that made it worse. Let me get my camera the way. Hold on. Oh, no, that's wrong. I really need a production engineer. Okay. Boom. And then we can bring it up. Okay. All right, any comments or questions on that? A cruel yoke. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice, Sean. Shalom, Felisa. Felisa Navidad. Sorry. Felisa Navidad. Pei says economic Hebrew. All right. Let's look at this. Let's see. Do we have the next verse? How far does that one go? Yeah, we can maybe finish 5. Let's do 5. All right, so I'll zoom back out. All right, and now I got to move myself again. Hold on. Gary says they wanted a kinder, gentler Israel. Yeah. He's like, no, I'm going to listen to babies. Which is, we're not going to get there tonight, but I remember in this story, it's so funny. Sometimes, the prophets are so great. Sometimes the way, the prophet who's writing down the stuff, he's talking about what happened, So they just say it like it is, and so it uses this word babies, right? He listens to the elders, and then he listens to the babies. And he decides to hearken to the babies, right? It's kind of funny. It's literally saying babies. I'm pretty sure. I gotta look. I think it says, Yeladim, the babies. So the babies recommended be even harsher. The babies with whom he grew up with, or something like that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out next week. Okay, verse 5. Vayomer alehem. So, yomer, so amar, is to say, right? And the yod at the front, that means he. So he is saying, or he will say, and the vav, or vav conversive, makes it but, or I'm sorry, in this case, when. It can be but, when, then, if, etc. So then, or so, yomer alehem, he said unto hem, them, lechu. So this is from the verb halach, or it can be this way, halach. The hey's gone. This is the imperative, right? Lechu. Those of you who do the Kabbalat Shabbat, have done that with us, with our Kahal before. What's the first psalm in Kabbalat Shabbat? Lechu neranana, right? Lechu neranana. Lechu, go, na 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 na, and make that noise, right? Okay. So lechu is a command form, imperative, plural. Go, y'all go. Lechu, go. Lechu. Od. Still. Come on, my pointer. Shelosha yamim. 3 yamim. That's plural of yom. You would expect yomim, but it's actually yamim. Days. Veshuvu. So, shuv, sheen, vav, beit, means return. Right? This is where we get teshuvah from, right? Repentance is returning. Okay. Vav is and, shuvu, another imperative. See, lechu, shuvu, following the same pattern. Then return, elai, unto I, unto me. Vayeilekh ha'am. So the people, well, let me make sure that's the end of the verse because we don't have sof pasuks. Yeah, okay, good. That's the end of the verse. Ha'am, the people, right? So, yeilekhu, that's from halach, the hey's gone, the yod means third person, and the u at the end means they, right? So, yod and u, that's they. Yeilekhu, they are going or they will go. Vayeilekhu, so they went. Verb followed by subject, ha'am, the people. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Kenneth says, I think they were looking for a tax break. Actually, I know you're joking, but it could have been their motivation because how could you be so stupid? Stupid. What he had to be thinking after he lost the kingdom. Vicky says, Rav, Aleinu versus Uleinu at verse 4. No. Here's what's happening. Aleinu is upon us, but Uleinu, that's from the word ul or ul. Ul becomes ul because it's construct form. And ol is a yoke, like the thing that goes around the neck, right? Yeah, they look so similar, right? You understand, Vicky? So the other one, the verse 4 one, is our yoke. Y-O-K-E, like to be evenly yoked. Okay. Pei says, see 3 fingers again. See the 3 fingers. Okay, there's 47 minutes. That's the time for our class. Sean says there isn't supposed to be taxes. Ooh, interesting. Right, because the king's not supposed to have a giant army, right? Not too many horses, not too many chariots, not too many wives, etc. Right? You should have just enough. Yeah, or a yoke. Okay. Any other questions before I let you guys go? Sure. That was a good question, Vicky. Yeah, good question. All right, so nice to see all of you guys. Please check out the Hebrew words of the day that came out so far this week. We've kind of had a lower viewership of them for some reason. Right, Sean, the inheritance laws, right? True. People had other sources, yep. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for Tehillim, for Psalms. Shalom.